Over the last couple of years, the left has told you what to be afraid of. And if you examine their past, they're mentally handicapped. Let's do a quick recap. They told you with their doctors to be afraid of coronavirus more than the financial hardships that they were putting on everybody while being afraid of the virus. They told you during the time of Antifa and Black Lives Matter destroying the streets that using wrong pronouns are harmful. And yes, we have all heard Tucker Carlson scream, Russia, because the left has told you that you need to be deathly afraid of Putin. All he's been trying to do is destroy America. And normally my speed runs, I'll read the article first and then I'll tell you why it's total bullshit. I'm going to do this one in reverse and I'm going to show you 2 reasons why you should never be afraid of Russia. The idea of being afraid of Russia is like the idea of being afraid of coronavirus. There's 2 reasons. First reason is money, and the second reason is how well does Russia actually do at war? Well, let's look at the first thing, money. They happen to be the 11th richest country on earth. And that's actually pretty good if you think about it. The United Nations counts 123 separate countries. And if they're 11th, that must mean they're doing pretty good, right? Well, there are 2 ways to look at money. First is total GDP, and that's how much everybody in the country makes, all added up, put into one lump sum. America's number 1 because we make more than everybody else. And if you look, Russia would be right here under number 11. But the other way to look at money is per capita. And per capita is another way of saying per person. The United States has 350 million people. China, maybe 4 times that much. Who really knows? It's kind of hard to count that many people. So when you look at the average, America's making about $80,000 a year per person. That may not be real, but that is what the average is. China's only making 13. But we're talking about Russia. Thank you, Carlson. How are they? Well, they make $15,000 a year per person. They are as poor as China. And the second point that I want to make before I start my speed run is how well does Russia go to war? Because, I mean, in the movies, they're the shit. If you have like a Russian bad guy, you're dead. In real life, Vladimir Putin, for the last 3 years or 2 years or however long it's been, he's been at war with the 60th richest country on earth who only makes $4,000 a year, and they haven't won. They're fucking neighbors. Nobody's helping. And what the hell are we afraid of? Well, in case you're new around here, I am about to do a news speed run. I'll take a couple of stories of the day. I'll compile the details down on the cliff notes. And if you want more, down in the description box will be links to where I found my articles. Having said that, Putin interview with Tucker Carlson shows Kremlin outreach to Trump's GOP. This is not satire. This is the Washington Post. This is like what the people on the left actually listen to. I've got about 3 or 4 paragraphs to read, and then I hope you have a good day. A Russian state television propagandist salivated over Tucker Carlson's interview with President Vladimir Putin. The first of Carlson's falsehoods about his visit to Moscow was punctured, fittingly enough, by Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov, who presumably helped arrange the whole venture. So what this article is trying to say is that the reason why Tucker Carlson came to do this was a total lie. Carlson, the conservative former Fox host with a history of airing bogus news, I don't think that's true, falsely and prominently U.S. newspapers and television outlets have refused to interview Putin since his invasion of Ukraine and were ignoring Russia's perspective. Carlson labeled Western media as corrupt and accused them as lies on Tuesday in a video confirming that he was in Moscow for a Q&A with the president. And what they're trying to say right here is that the guy Peskov the guy that arranged the meeting between Carlson and Putin, told the Washington Post that no, that's not true. We get a lot of people that want to interview Putin, but the only reason why he chose Tucker Carlson and just to be as racist as possible. Peskov conceded that Kremlin routinely blocks media interview requests from large Western outlets, but he said he gave Carlson the nod because his position is different from other Anglo-Saxon media. There are no Anglo-Saxons. The last Saxon king died in 1152, over 900 years ago. If they want to smear white people, they need to find different words to say it with. But this was the one that really irked me before I let you go. This is how the left looks at us. The Kremlin's decision to allow the interview demonstrated that Putin's interest in building bridges to the disruptive MAGA element of the Republican Party, and it seemed to reflect Kremlin's hope that Donald Trump would return to the presidency and that the Republicans would continue to block U.S. military aid to Ukraine. Who's in charge of the bank right now? Who's in charge of all the money right now? Well, last I checked, it was the Democrats. So if they're the ones blocking everything, oops, sorry about my video turning off there. But if they're the ones blocking aid right now, it's not the Democrats, it's not the Republicans, it's the Democrats. But this has been Joshua Schrock. I hope you like, I hope you subscribe. Thank you for your time.